Coming up on the next Retiring Right Dallas, the development, the community, the lifestyle. It's first-class living in the heart of the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. Hi, I'm Lauren Elliott, and join me as we discover Viridian in Arlington, Texas, and see why the residents here are living the life of their dreams. It's truly unlike any place you've ever seen.
Do you wanna go, go, go? I'ma run this show. Do you wanna go? I got the green light, it's time to go. Woo! Let's go. Red light, it's time to go, go, go. Green light, it's time to go, go, go. Let's go. Red light, it's time to go, go, go. Green light, it's time to go. Make up your mind. Do you wanna go?
Hello and welcome to Retiring Right Dallas. Are you ready to start living the life of your dreams? Then get ready to fall in love with Viridian and Arlington, Texas. There's something for everyone here, and it's right outside your front door. This exquisite master plan community in the heart of Dallas-Fort Worth may be all that you're looking for in one beautiful location. Viridian is conveniently located in Arlington, Texas, but you'll swear you're in paradise. With over 5 lakes, 500 acres of open spaces, miles of trails, plus resort-style amenities for residents of all ages to explore. Viridian is truly unlike anywhere else in the metroplex. Right in the heart of the metroplex, you have just this idyllic, beautiful scenery, nature, open trails. It's really a fantastic, magical place to live.
Well, it's a unique site on the Trinity River, which was very complicated from a flood control standpoint, but it offers incredible nature. So we clustered the housing. We did over 1,000 acres of open space. Wow. There's regional trails through here. The way we handled stormwater and the way we did wetlands restoration, we qualified and are the first ever in the state of Texas Audubon International Gold Sanctuary Community. Wow. Ever. And it's hard to get that designation. We're very proud of it. But what it means is that wildlife can flourish here. So we have pelicans and ducks and geese and dove and all kinds of wildlife. We have fox and bobcats that run through here. And so there's something about how nature, when we interact with the creation, how we feel about that. And the open spaces are landscape. So because of our public-private partnership that we have with the local governments here, it's allowed us the resources to really do the landscape architecture in the open space areas.
When you drive here and just seeing the different layering of landscaping, it really, really shows you like how well a community can be done. And that's what Bob has done here, is just taking that attention to detail, agonizing over the details, right? You can definitely tell that anywhere you go in Viridian, and it's really special.
I think the fact that the developers live in the neighborhood speaks volumes, because they want to live in a beautiful community as well, and so they take great pride in keeping the community as meticulous as it is, and to keep the events going and make us all happy here in the community.
The secret to building great community is to have diversity. Yes. And one of the things we've done is integrate all the different product types together. So everyone in here, regardless of whether they're in a luxury rental property or they're on the island over there behind us in a $2 million custom, they're all enjoying the same lifestyle. So we have more multi-generational families here than in any community we've ever developed. So either the kids will move in and they'll drag the grandparents, or the grandparents will move in and the kids will be like over here to visit, and their children are in our resort pools, and they're like, why can't we live here? And the answer is, you can.
Trenton, I think you mentioned that you have family that
Yes, my stepdad and mom live here as well too. So we lived in North Arlington already, but having them close, they've been trying to get us over here basically since we moved to North Arlington.
Yeah, they knew what a good thing it was, and once they got you here, you were like, oh yeah.
No,
it's amazing. Gorgeous. We love it.
My in-laws are actually in the process of looking to purchase out here, as well as extended family. We can't tell all of our friends enough good things about it, and we've got multiple friends that have moved out here too. So it's just, this is where we live our life.
So Robert, the focal point of this community is obviously the lake and the sailing center. What can you tell me about that?
What we did uniquely that nobody has is we wanted to activate the water, and how do we create community on the water? So we created a world-class sailing center. I grew up sailing, some of our owners grew up sailing. Through our public-private partnership, we built a public sailing training facility. It's one of the finest in the United States. All the boats are in racks on the dock, so it's available. Anyone can join. It's a public facility. Sailing is a very healthy activity. You can be out on the water and you're social distanced, and you can compete. All ages can compete when we race sailboats together. So once you learn to sail, then we do these friendly regattas on Tuesday night, and everybody comes out after work and we race, and then we sit on the dock after racing, and we'll have a cold one around a fire pit and watch the sunset. And we have staff down there that help people rig their boat. So it's a true resort lifestyle. It takes years to build a sailing community, and now we have over 100 families involved in the sailing center.
Wow.
And we're just getting started. So we're gonna obviously have to order some more boats.
That's not a bad problem to have. It sounds wonderful.
And a lot of our area is open to the general public too, around the lake area. So we have a lot of people that come in and just enjoy the lake facility that may not have a home here, but potentially will buy a home in the future.
What great advertising. You can come here and live the Viridian life year-round.
Absolutely.
This is a resort-oriented community with all these activities, and you get to do it every day. We also find that people aren't traveling. We found that people who live here started canceling their vacations and did staycations here. Because they were working, they didn't get to take advantage of all the amenities, and so they decided, why don't we just stay here? The reality is that any hotel they're going to go to is going to be a disappointment in terms of the quality of the pools and the outdoor spaces, and it's like, this doesn't compare to where I live.
We've done a staycation here, right? And we've gone to the pool every day during that, and worked around whatever the food truck was here and made sure we did that. And the 4th of July, the fireworks show that's put on here is, one of the best in DFW, right on property. And so we never have to leave for that. And so yeah, it's wonderful.
Is there actually an elementary school here?
So education's a big part of any successful community. The HEB school district here in Viridian is one of the best in the metroplex. So when we worked with the school district, we said, we want you here, but we'd like to try something. Will you use our pattern book? And the school district agreed. Sure. So they built an old style 2-story elementary school. They took our design elements, and what they found is it didn't cost any more. So they have this beautiful school over there with all this landscape layering, and they're tucked in, surrounded by all this housing, so that people can walk to school, they can ride their bike to school, and it worked. And it's one of the top performing elementary schools now in their district.
We have 2 small children. Being within walking distance of their schools was honestly for me the biggest point.
We have a little girl who's 3.5 years old. We get to walk her to school every morning, which is awesome. And we'll get to do the same when she goes to the elementary school.
I've got twin 5-year-olds, and I've got an 18-month-old. They just turned 5, so they just missed the cutoff. But they go to the daycare across the street from it. They're so excited about starting kindergarten. We never have to leave our community. It's great.
So I know that there's a lot to come as well. I understand that you're creating in the town square to provide more conveniences for your residents. Can you tell me anything about that?
Our town center and our services that we're providing now are coming alive. We're going to open our first beer garden on the water in the spring. It's going to be one of those cool container outdoor beer garden concepts, and we're super excited about that.
Right.
Lots of breeze out here, as you can tell, and so that allows us all to sit outside.
The location we have right in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth, we can get to either one in 20 minutes, which is great, for going to downtown Dallas or going to eat in downtown Fort Worth. We have those options, or we're 5 minutes from the airport. It's just how can a community like this be right in the middle of it all?
Being literally in the geographic center of one of the most dynamic economies in the country has certainly helped us. Once people find us, they're like, I can't believe there's something this good, this close.
It's the perfect community. I don't know what it lacks, right? I mean, if you want neighborhood interaction, great. If you want parks that you can walk to, Bob tells the story that every home is within 600 foot of an open space or a park. You know, where else can you get that? And so just, you can raise your family here, you can retire here. You can live your entire life here and never get tired or bored or run out of things to do. I don't think there's a better place to live in Dallas-Fort Worth.
When we come back, we'll visit with some of the residents lucky enough to call Viridian home. And we'll explore more into the Viridian life. So stay tuned.
There can be a lot of moving parts when you're preparing your finances for retirement. How can you be sure you're making the right decisions to meet your long-term goals? Are all of your assets working on your behalf to maximize return? At Mutual of Omaha, our financial professionals are specifically trained to help you answer these questions. They're able to draw upon the knowledge and resources of Mutual of Omaha and its affiliates to help you meet your personalized retirement goals. With our product lineup, you'll have a variety of flexible investment options that can help you enjoy retirement on your own terms and leave a financial legacy for your loved ones. Find out how we can help at mutualofomaha.com/investments or call toll-free 800-931-9210. At Mutual of Omaha, we are mutually invested in your future.
With incredible community amenities in a convenient location, it's no wonder that Viridian has recently been named a top master plan community with record-breaking home sales. So you're one of the lucky ones that gets to be a resident here at Viridian.
Yeah, very fortunate. It's definitely the best place to live in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Where did you move from?
Actually, North Arlington. We relocated here because of all of the amenities that this place has. And so, yeah, it was an easy decision. So we moved 5 minutes from here just to live in the community.
In South Arlington for almost a year, and without just luck driving by one day, we never would have even known Viridian existed. And we pulled in the neighborhood and immediately fell in love with the homes that were being built and the community that was being built around those homes.
Can you tell me a little bit about the Viridian life and what that has meant for you?
It's a front porch based community, right? We all know all of our neighbors. Our previous place we lived, we didn't actually know many of our neighbors, but here, kind of one of the jokes that Bob says is we make the backyard small enough so you have to go out front, and it's been great. Yeah, so we congregate in our community park with our neighbors.
Our goal is to build lasting community, right? How do we get people interacting with each other? What we hear about our communities is people will live in a neighborhood for 15 years and they'll move here and they'll have more friends in 2 months than they had their whole life there. So this place is, we have lifestyle directors. We're constantly, there's 100, literally over 150 events a year. So there's lots of things to get involved in.
The community itself puts on a lot of events throughout the year that are designed to bring neighbors together. You just keep seeing people over and over, you keep going to different events and you keep building community, and it's just a great place to call home.
Everybody is very tight-knit, and we've met several of our neighbors already, and we just moved in. We've met a lot of the parents of the other children that we go to school with now, and it just it's very welcoming and inviting, and I guess if I had to sum it up, I'd say a community.
Yeah, absolutely.
The activities I feel like every night there's an activity or a food truck serving something here.
And it is part of that Viridian life, and that's what it's all about, is enjoying life. When people come to Viridian, we want them to park their cars. Park them in the garage, park them in the front of the house, get out, walk. We have multitudes of mileage of trail systems throughout Viridian. They can get out, walk, get in their golf carts, drive around, get to meet their neighbors. So it's not uncommon to see block parties going on at a given time, and we bring in food trucks from time to time for these events, especially in the times that we're in today.
We've got a great resort pool amenity center, which we utilized a lot. Well, we didn't realize how much and how important the trail systems were around Viridian. And so with all of these trails, we've hit them all. We have 3 young kids at home, and we needed to get outside. And so just having these outdoor spaces to congregate has been a lifesaver, frankly.
We both like to be outside and in nature, so that part to us is pretty important, and getting to just have like quiet time, which is not all that you get with 2 small kids. So even if it's just like taking a walk and getting out of the house for a bit. The pools, you know, plural. The beach, the sailing.
The greatest amenity that we have are these trails and these parks that we just have throughout the entire neighborhood, and that's been a lifesaver for us with our daughter. We've been able to, you know, go hiking and take her out on bike rides and just be outside and have fresh air and something to do, you know, in these like long, drawn-out days.
The park, you know, connects to Viridian, the River Legacy Park, so you can just hop on a bike and go on some trails if you wanted to, or...
Well, I'm definitely going to bring my bike next time and check out these trails because they look and sound amazing.
Yeah, Viridian Life is really a lifestyle, and we start out our lifestyle program within Viridian, and all of the events that we have are catered to all age groups, from little kids all the way up to our seniors, or 55 and older. And then the Elements is a sub-association of the Master, which is our active adult community. So they all work together and have events together as well.
You mentioned that you have friends that live here as well. Do you have any other family members or extended family members that live in the area yet?
Not yet, but we're constantly trying to recruit them.
It's a daily process trying to get Grandma and Grandpa here.
Yeah.
Have you taken them over to Elements?
We have. The models are beautiful, and you know, it's just a matter of enticing them enough to get over here maybe soon.
If we were old enough, I think the Elements would entice us too.
Right,
The putting green, they have a whole outdoor kitchen for the residents, and you know, their pool is phenomenal over there as well, and it seems like a great place to be.
Well, obviously we would love to have all of our friends as close as possible, but I think that there's just so many positives to the community, to the amenities, to everything. We're in the middle of the metroplex, so we're still quick access to anything in Dallas and anything in Fort Worth, and it's a great location.
So it sounds like, yes, this is your forever home, or at least to raise your family.
Actually, yeah, it might not be our forever home, but it's our forever community. We might have to look for a new home, you know, here as our family's obviously growing. But yeah, no, we won't ever leave Viridian.
That's how it should be, right? Sounds like a very tight-knit community. Sounds like people are really happy here. They want to get to know their neighbors. They want to get involved in the community. I don't know what else you could ask for, right?
It's a great place to raise your family.
Are you ready to live the life you've always dreamed? Well, if so, then Viridian is the first-class master plan development that you've been looking for. Close to everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex, it's like nothing you've ever seen. It's time to discover Viridian.
Welcome to Retiring Right. I'm Joanne Bauer, and I am joined today by Justin Gran with Mutual of Omaha, and you are in for a treat because he's going to help us understand the basics of Medicare and supplemental insurance, because it can actually be rather confusing. So Justin, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Let's just start really truly at the beginning. What is Medicare?
Simply put, Medicare is a federal health care program for those that are above age 65.
Okay, that sounds pretty simple and easy, not too confusing so far.
Well, we haven't gotten to the confusing part yet of actually selecting a plan. Everyone starts on Medicare with parts A and B. That's where we begin. Now there's also parts C and D that come into play as well.
Okay, so it's sort of like the alphabet here, so it's starting to get a little bit more confusing.
Yeah, so A and B are original Medicare. And again, that's the foundation for selecting your next plans. So Medicare Part A is anything that covers inpatient hospital care, inpatient skilled nursing care, as well as hospice. But it does not cover long-term care in terms of home health care, assisted living, or nursing home.
Okay, Medicare Part B.
Part B is essentially everything outside the hospital, I like to describe it as. So we're talking doctor's visits, specialist visits, supplies, medical supplies for anything Medicare approved outside the hospital.
So with Medicare Part A and B, it does seem like a lot is covered, but it's not everything. So what then does C and D cover?
So Medicare Part D is what you will pick up when you have original Medicare and you leave it with A and B. This is going to cover your Part D drugs, your prescription drug coverage. Now, Part C is a Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage plan is a way you can combine Parts A, B, and sometimes D through private insurance.
Awesome. So now we have a better understanding of Medicare Part A, B, C, and D. So the question I have is there a cost or is this free?
Yeah, so Medicare Part A traditionally is of no cost because you've paid Medicare taxes for the last 10 years. Medicare Parts B and D do have a premium. And then a supplemental plan, if you go the route of B and D, also carries a premium.
So let's talk a little bit about how we then take advantage of these benefits. Is there a specific enrollment process and or period?
Correct. So there's a couple enrollment periods I'll describe today. Initially, there's the initial enrollment period, which is 7 months. It starts between 3 months before your 65th birthday, and it stretches 3 months after your 65th birthday. This gives you open enrollment into a Medicare supplement policy after you've signed up for original Medicare. This is very important because if you opt to go away from a Medicare supplement, you may have to go through medical underwriting down the road to enroll into such one of these plans. So this may be the only time you have to get into a plan without answering any medical questions. So the second enrollment period is the annual enrollment period, or AEP. This is the traditional time frame that people will go through and they'll change their Medicare supplement or Medicare Advantage coverage or their drug coverage. It runs from October 15th to December 7th every year, and the coverage will begin on January 1st the year following.
Okay, so here's the deal. This does sound a little bit confusing, a little bit challenging, but the beauty is you do not have to do this alone. How can someone benefit from the services of Mutual of Omaha?
Sure thing. Well, working with an experienced advisor with Mutual of Omaha will give you the knowledge, training, and skills that we have with the Medicare world to help navigate the Medicare plans that are available, as well as reviewing your situation to make sure we find the right fit for you.
Justin, thank you so much for making Medicare understandable. And for folks who may want even a little bit more information, how can they get that?
Yeah, so you can go to mutualofomaha.com. You can put in your location. We've got division offices throughout the nation here with experienced advisors standing by ready to help you out.
Justin, thanks so much. And thank you for joining us today. We hope that you now have a better understanding of Medicare, and that will help you ensure that you're retiring right.
Mortgage rates are historically low. There has never been a better time to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. Give us a call so we can help you reach your home financing goals.
Thank you for watching The Retiring Right Show. We are here to showcase the endless resources available to help you live your own retiring right dream. To connect with us or our partners on the show, please visit retiringright.us. That's www.retiringright.us, not .com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page at retiringright.us to get the latest episodes, special offers, and see our behind-the-scenes shenanigans.